Dalke Eats Stuff with Brian Dalke.
Hello everyone, it is New Year's Eve here in Ottawa, which of course means freezing rain is in the forecast as is tradition. So let's wrap up the year with a wrap up on this shawarma experiment. So before I get to the rankings, I would like to give some honorable mentions. A few places that I'd like to mention that weren't really on the kind of official list. And on that, I'll kind of segue into noting that I know some people will suggest places saying, "Oh, you need to, check out this place. This place is really good." And I do kind of feel bad because I generally don't go there. One, because often these places are kind of outside the little regional range that I try to focus on to avoid very high delivery fees and cold food. And also because I do try to have the restaurants I'm hitting kind of lined up, so I know, okay, these are the places I'm going to. That way, I have a firm idea of where we're going when I'm doing these things. That said, if you do have suggestions and you want to put in, please do so in comments or whether have you, because even if I can't get to these places for that month, there may be other people who might live in that area and say, "Oh, that person likes this place. Maybe I should check it out." So, kind of a good way of getting like word of mouth out. So even though if I can't go to these places, feel free to suggest other restaurants or whatnot that may be beneficial for other people. Excuse me. That being said, honorable mentions. So the first one will be Shawarma Shish, I believe it is, Shish, and it's out in Bell's Corners, so is a ways away from me, but is a place I did eat from this month, and I didn't really do a video because it wasn't really conducted at a time. I had some friends over before things got this, and we got a platter for all of us. So it was the various fixings of shawarma, and then you kind of make your own sandwich, which isn't really conductive for the videos that I've been doing. However, the chicken was pretty good. The garlic sauce was quite nice, and they had beef in there as well. And I tend to steer away from beef with shawarma just because in my initial flirtations with the shawarma, I've tried beef before and wasn't too impressed with. I preferred the chicken. Plus, you go into the shawarma restaurants and you have the gyros, and it's like, oh, the chicken, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Then you have the beef one, and it's just like a brick of brown, and it does not look appetizing at all. But this beef was tender, and it had a kind of special sauce over it. I have no idea what it was, but it was pretty tasty. So I'll give an honorable mention there if people are in the Bell's Corner area and out in the West End, and you feel like having shawarma. I imagine that they do good stuff. The plate was pretty good. The other honorable mention I will give is Shawarma Express. This is downtown on Metcalf and Albert, I believe. And this is my go-to for shawarma when I'm actually in the office downtown, feel like a shawarma. I'll go out to them. Potatoes are amazing. They do not, well, I don't know if they do anymore, but they generally don't skimp on the special parsley flavoring that they toss it in, which is really good. And while the sandwich itself isn't necessarily mind blowing, it's good and it will fill you up. Over the course of this month, I've been doing the large shawarmas just because I was hungry the first day and then I had to keep with that theme throughout the whole thing. And I wasn't eating dinner on any of those days when I had those because that built me up. Shawarma Express, you can get a small, and you're not going to be hungry for dinner because they do not skimp on stuffing the sandwich as much as possible. So there are some honorable mentions of places that if you're in those areas, those are some good places to go. Now, as far as the actual rankings of places and videos I did for this month, on the bottom, we're going to go with Garlic King. Wasn't a fan of how they folded up the sandwich, wasn't a fan of how they did their bread. The garlic was kind of too sharp for me, I guess, would be what it was. So, not really good with them. Put them at the bottom. After them, uh, Tyros out in New Orleans, I believe that's pronouncing. Bit controversial because I know a few of you have said, "Oh yeah, this is a great place, my favorite place." Yeah, when I went, the meat was really dry, and again, the garlic for me was a bit too sharp, and yeah, the potatoes were really good, but the sandwich, yeah, maybe I just went on a bad day. Next up from them, we'll go with Mr. Shawarma, which not amazing, but not bad either. Sandwich was okay. What's kind of interesting about the Mr. Shawarma thing is that their garlic sauce is unique. I don't really know how to describe it, but in terms of, having garlic sauce, you can get it from some place and it could be from one or a dozen places. The garlic sauce that is Mr. Shawarma, you know immediately, okay, that is Mr. Shawarma garlic sauce. I don't know what they add in, but it's different from all the other sauces that I've encountered of having shawarma. So that's kind of interesting. The problem is that it's good, but the more you eat it, the more you don't like it, I found. So, a little fact for them. Spot number two, we will give to the King Shawarma. Their sandwich was good. The garlic was the kind of garlic I like. I like kind of like a smoother garlic, not really sharp. You know it's garlic, and garlic is always good, but it's not that kind of bite to it. And that made their sandwich very creamy. They were pretty generous with the garlic sauce, which isn't for everyone, but I liked it. And the chicken, you could actually kind of tell that there was a bit of flavoring with the chicken that kind of came through with the sandwich, though it wasn't overpowering. It's just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, there's some flavor in that chicken. And then the top spot I will give to Nanai or Nanny or whatever it's pronounced, the local place near me. Which again, their garlic sauce was very nice. Their chicken had a nice little flavoring that you could tell from them, and plus they were really friendly, so they kind of get bonus points for that. So I think that of the places, if I can't be downtown to my go-to spot, they'll be the place that I check out for shawarma in the future. Also, they're fully regulated and set up restaurant, so once things calm down and things open up again, if you ever want to know if whiskey or vodka goes it better with your shawarma, you can find out there. They have a fully stocked bar, so you can get normally you get drunk, then you go have shawarma. Here you can cut out the middle process and get drunk while having shawarma. So those are the rankings of my personal view of shawarma places. Of course, you can disagree with me. Well, I know my taste buds are crap. We all know that. And yeah, so that's what that is. Now, next month, I believe I mentioned this in another video, we're going to try poutine. going into January, typically the coldest month of the winter, so we'll get something to stick to the ribs and clog the arteries. Now, admittedly, I'm not that huge of a poutine person, so it'll be interesting to see how these reviews work out, if I can differentiate between the quality. Really only started eating poutine on a barely somewhat regular basis the last couple of years due to the pandemic and trying new things. So we'll see how that develops. And I know that some people were saying, "Oh, you gotta go to Chipwagons. Chipwagons have the best poutine," which, okay, probably true. But it's winter, all closed down, and doing the Chipwagons would be a bit odd with the videos in that can't really get something at the Chipwagon and then immediately say, "Hey, this is what this looks like. Let's get that initial reaction." It needs to be kind of like an after review, which we might do maybe in the summer once the weather changes and the Chipwagons get back up. We may revisit this. However, there are a number of restaurants that specialize in poutine. Poutine is essentially the only thing they do. And they have specialty ones where it could be instead of gravy, it's like a Italian meat sauce or butter chicken, or they throw on bacon or buffalo chicken or pogos or whatever have you. And that's kind of been my experience with these places is you get something. There's one place that has shawarma chicken and they put some garlic sauce on, which is actually not too bad. But because we need to compare like with like, we're going to go with just the basic, typical poutines, and we'll say, okay, look, sure, you throw on some extra stuff and it's good. But how are you with the bare bones? How are you with just the basics? Can you pull that off? And we'll see how that is. And hopefully, again, I can differentiate and I'm not like, yeah, this poutine, meh. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's it. Hope everyone is doing well, and I wish you well. I wish you a happy new year. Let's be very quiet and calm with this one, and maybe it will leave us alone, like kind of like the last few. And we'll see you next time.